So, EA gave us as the FUTTIES SBC today, FUTTIES Kounde. And this card is really interesting because I believe his team of the season, you couldn't do a certain thing with him. But with this card, you can. He has got 94 pace, 96 defending and 91 physical. In terms of a centre-back, if you go back to the old gen years, this would be the best centre-back on the game already because of the way he jockeys. Now, he will still be the best centre-back probably on old gen. This is a review just for new gen though, but I'm going to give my thoughts on old gen as I've played an awful lot of old as well as new this year. He can play centre-back and right-back, and he has got crazy stats. 95 acceleration and 93 sprint speed, with crazy dribbling stats, 85 agility and 86 balance, with good reactions and composure, really good passing, insane defending, and insane physicals. You know, he is only 5'11", so he needs that 99 jump in. But more importantly here, you can see that we've already applied the chem style to him. And the chem style that we do have applied to him is the anchor. Now, what the anchor is going to do for this card is going to make him lengthy, which is going to be really, really nice for him. And I've got a feeling that this card is going to be bonkers. I do think he would make a good right back as well. We've got the review up on Ronaldinho already, so go and check that out. And for Kounde, and for Mkhitaryan and Ken. Subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content, and leave a like, guys, for the grind that I am putting in at the moment. I hope you do appreciate it. Let's get into a few games with Jules and see how good he is. All right then, fellas, once again, with centre-backs, I'd rather stay live than I would anything else. So we're going to be live here using this card, and let's see what he can do. Now, as I said to you, I'm expecting him to be a good right-back as well. So we will test him out in terms of him driving forward, and we will give the ball to our opponent a little bit as well, so we can get a bit of a feel for him too. Oh, we might score straight away here, though. That goes in. Could you have imagined? But yeah, guys, I feel like this is one of them cards that is likely to be godlike. He's very expensive, which you would expect. Oh, Jesus, early doors there. Looked a bit dodgy on the jockeying. But you should be able to sprint boost with him quite nicely. You should be able to dribble quite nicely with him as well. Oh, dear. That's what I was doing there. I was just trying to test out his dribbling a little bit. Just trying to test it out just a wee bit. And I expect you to be able to do that kind of stuff with him, right? You see that right there was a sprint boost. And you should be able to do that quite comfortably with him. Quite consistently. So, interested to see. Now, there is going to be one problem with him. And it's going to be his strength. I don't think his strength, even with the anchor applied, is going to feel that good. He's done well there. And it's a good ball out on his weak peg there too. Get the ball into Mbappe here. Nice pass into Harry Maguire. Oh, Mags. Love it. Love you, son. Very nice. And yeah, so you're going to have a few issues with him. Obviously, the main one, I think, personally, being the strength. Because of his body type. Because he looks more like a fullback anyway. His body type, his height, and all that kind of stuff. He's won the ball back there for us. And we are on the offensive here. Big time. Oh, what a goal that is. What a goal that is. Let's get into another game. Okay, guys, as we go into another game, now this will be quite sweaty, I'd imagine. This guy's also got Kounde, which is quite cool. And yeah, I'm just really looking for this card as the go-to ball-playing centre-back on the game, which is what you should be looking for from this card. Is what he should be offering. And that's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting, against Petr Cech and players like that, he will probably get destroyed. But you should be able to do that with him quite a lot. A bit of arm-on dribbling with him. Should work quite nicely, I would imagine. As you can see in that phase there. Oh, unlucky in PayPal. Unlucky. Got to be careful here. And this is the thing you get with his jockeying, right? You can move quite quickly with him. You can move in and out very quickly. You see how quickly he turned off there? It's so easy to do that with him. And if you're an aggressive user of your centre-backs, you'll really enjoy that. And if you like being able to play out with them, you'll also really like this Kounde, I think. I think they're the kind of things that we are looking for from this card overall is ball playing ability to turn nice and quickly, ability to use him yourself and be aggressive with him is what you should be doing with this card. What a goal, Mkhitaryan. What a goal that is. So just be wary with the card, because this is a card that is going to be best in the hands of, all cards are, but to me the best in the hands of a person that's really good at defending, because you'll be able to be aggressive with him when you know you can be aggressive with him, and you'll know when you can be, or when you don't want to be aggressive. But you should always be being aggressive with this Kounde, is what I'm trying to say. And as I said, he can play right back so comfortably as well. Oh, he is good, guys. Now, we just reviewed Kounde, and I think he was the best centre-back on the game. But it was arguable. This Kounde might genuinely be the uncontested best centre-back on the game. Because of how he moves. Look at the way he moves. He's got that animated, or not animated, custom running style as well. Which isn't always the best thing in the world. He's equalised, fair play, that's a good goal. Prime Pelito there. But yeah, you kind of, excuse me, you kind of know what you're getting from this card, right? Is just good stuff, basically. If you pair him alongside a bit of a big man, as you can see there, that was the issue that I was talking about. It's good that we've seen that, because we wouldn't have shown that lot if we weren't live. You can see there how, and there as well, he doesn't have the strength to really compete in terms of physical battle, so you are going to need to control him yourself. Because if you get in a physical battle against Czech, you are going to be done for with this Kounde. Got a bit lucky there. He's going to get bodied all the time. I'm already seeing that. Which could be something that ruins the card a little bit. Could be. Doesn't mean it's going to be, as we're 3-1 down in this game. Mistakes from Kounde as well. Let's not beat around the bush with it. We should have scored there as well. Off a mistake from his Kounde, which we did not. There he is again. Nice. Oh. This game sometimes, guys. We're lagging as well, apparently. Whew. Okay. It's going to get sweaty in here, I think, lads. It's going to get sweaty in here because we need to get back into this game. We're 23 minutes into it. We're going to put our fullbacks on attacking. We're going to drive here with Kounde. We're going to get into Kessier and we're going to move. Come on. Nice from Mbappe. So you're going to see a bit more forward-thinking gameplay here, which means we're going to get left a bit isolated at the back. So it's going to be a really, really good, important, good test for Kounde now. See if he can hang. And this is where he will be best when you're playing aggressive, I would imagine. Oh, this is dodgy. Dodgy. Good defender from Kounde and Kounde there. So yeah, this guy's a good player as well. So ultimate test here for this card. He's almost scored for him. I don't know what my defenders are doing. Damn. Win that, please. That's a really important header from Kounde, that is. And this guy is bodying me. I haven't been bodied like this in a while. I need to really, really wake up here. Right, here we go. On in, Ken. One in there, nice. Come on, Perisic. Nice. Go on, Mbappe. That's got to be the best first touch in the world. Oh, this guy, man. We are up against it here. I want to stay live. I actually do, to test out this Kounde live here in sweaty gameplay, because this guy is a sweat. It's good defending from him there. I don't think with Kounde you get to tackle that there. Should be a way down here. Ball in there. Mbappe, please. Oh, it's got to be one back. I've read it. Thank the Lord. Okay. One back into the game. That was all made from that tackle from Kounde as well. This guy's trying to do the dirty stuff as well, huh? Nice, good play. Ball moving down there. Once we get this equaliser, we'll dominate this game. It's good defending from his Kounde. You're getting to see a review of a review here. Oh, we've got to get close here. Go on, Kounde. Oh, he's done me. Doesn't matter, though. Nice, okay. We should be able to drive there. Konate's been fouled heavy. Heavy foul there. Mbappe in. He's up against Kounde. Kounde's bottled it for him, but he's moved the keeper. Please, Kounde. Yeah, see, he does struggle in the air still. He does struggle in the air still, for sure. If you need cheap and reliable FIFA 23 coins, make sure to go to MMOEXP.com and use my code VIPER for 5% off. Alright then, guys, so 5 games played with Jules Kounde, and this card is very, very good, but it's one of them cards that will either be the best centre-back on the game for you, or you will absolutely hate him. So I'm going to try and explain to the best of my ability how he can be the best and how he can be the worst. So, first of all, we'll go across the best. If you're on old gen, he will be the best centre-back on the game for you. That's without question. And on new gen as well, if you're very aggressive with your centre-backs and you control your centre-backs. If you don't control your centre-backs very often, this card will be awful for you because he gets destroyed by the strikers we have on the game right now. Petr Cech, Harry Maguire, Podolski, even these kind of cards will absolutely zoom past him. Not because they're faster, but because they are considerably stronger. Body type wise and actual stat strength wise, Kounde struggles really, really badly with that. But in terms of controlling him yourself, he is absolutely ridiculous. Jockeying is the best on the game that you have on a centre-back throughout the rest of the game cycle. His passing is unbelievable as well. So if you wanted to use him at right-back, where he doesn't have to worry about the strength issue too much, he can just make his tackles, you could certainly play him there as well. But for me personally, I like him at centre-back, and he is my favourite centre-back already. The reason for that is because I'm really aggressive with my centre-backs. I like pushing up with them. I like controlling them and trying to mark lanes with my centre-backs. Even though that's something probably not a lot of you do. That's how I like to play with my centre-backs. And Kounde's really good at that. But as I said, he really does falter if you don't control him, because it's going to be so easy for people to get in behind him. Not because his defensive awareness is bad, but because he's weak and he has, he's got that small frame and he's got a small body type in game as well, it has to be said. But I think overall, I've tried to give my opinion there on why I think he's good and why he's bad. So essentially, don't complete this SBC if you don't control your centre-backs. If you do, complete this SBC. And if you don't control your centre-backs, you can complete this card as a right-back, but not as a centre-half. He will not be good for you. So be very careful with this card. He's actually a very volatile card. So depends on the way you play very heavily on if you're going to like him or not. So be careful and let me know what you think of this SBC. I'm going to rate him a 9.9 out of 10. I don't think he could be a perfect 10 because he's not 6 foot, which is crazy for a centre-back. And, he has that issue there, regardless if you're controlling or not. So, as I said, be careful. And, yeah, try him at right-back as well. He might be better there, but I thought he was brilliant at centre-half for me personally. So, yeah, guys, that's the review done on Kounde. Leave a like on today's video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss a review. But, guys, that's going to be it for me for now. So, take care.